If I had a boat, I would sail out, take every brother and sister of mine. We'd roll in the sunshine and sleep when it's dark, hoping to find somewhere we can call home. But it's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water's black, 'cause it's black, it's all black, black water. If I had some time, I'd be biting it well, but my house is on fire, there's no one left to tell. Just take what is given, the doors have been sealed. Just breathe in the poison and hope God is real. I'll pick you violet flowers if I get there faster than you. I'll pick you violet flowers if I get there faster than you. 'Cause it's mad, yeah, it's mad. Oh, the whole world's mad. 'Cause it's mad, it's all mad. It's mad out there. It's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water's black, 'cause it's black, it's all black, black water.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah, oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition, we just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war, every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my I got bad intentions, make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes, peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they wanted to smoke. If you know, then you know. Suited up, my whole team do the same. Don't you forget who created the game. Ready for war, I was born with grenades. The trenches where soldiers are made. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
Hey everyone, we are live, and I'm gonna close this screen because this is gonna be distracting. So Jen, the comments are right here.
Okie dokie.
See, the comments are delayed. Usually we use the live. Actually, give us a one in the chat if you can hear us. I've got this mic, which Jen thinks is in her face, but see,
Okay,
it's not in your face.
my face. I agree.
Can you hear us? Okay, everyone. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for coming in. It's probably going to be a slow one tonight. We're not expecting many people because it is Memorial Day weekend. So if we even get under near 100, I'll be pretty psyched. But also holiday weekend, there's a lot of you probably that maybe don't have people to hang out with, or just want something to do. Not everyone is busy this weekend, so we're going to hang out with you tonight for a little while. We've got some cool things planned, some fun things. Jen and I went on couple searches this weekend, thankfully.
Yes.
The rain did not come in like they said it would.
Till tonight when it really came in.
Oh yeah, there was wind and craziness.
Did everybody else have a bad storm today? No, we did.
Oh, sorry, Butterfly 31, but you're with us now, so. See, it's delayed. So Ohio had storms earlier, Tracy says. And actually, since I've closed YouTube, we can't see how many people are in here, so that's kind of helpful too. Because we're producing this, we're doing this because there's a bunch of stuff we want to go over, and people will watch this after anyway. Actually, the live count's right there.
Okay.
Not that it matters, but I've got an agenda as always.
Ryan and his agendas.
Yep.
They don't always work out.
Not always. We never make it to the end. I always plan too much.
Yeah.
But since it is Memorial Day weekend, in tribute to our veterans, I wanted to say a prayer for all of the veterans out there. And I am not the type of person, some people are really good at this, who can just close their eyes and off the cuff come up with a beautiful prayer. And I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm a writer, so I like to write my thoughts.
I'm with you there.
So I wrote a prayer. I'm going to read it to everyone, just in celebration of. Pandy says it is right there now.
It is, yeah.
Hey, Andy, thanks for coming. Appreciate you for showing up. And on a holiday weekend, figured you guys would be having a whole bunch of crazy food. I'm sure Becca's making him some.
Oh, that would be good. Why don't you make me some barbecue?
Yeah, have you seen his pictures of his food? It's insane. Like barbecue is the thing.
Bring some over for us.
Yeah. So you don't have to cook?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. Everyone.
Oh gosh.
I cook sometimes.
I just remembered I forgot to eat supper.
We'll eat supper after, whenever we end.
I hear Moon in the background. Just so
yeah, Moon is squeaking her toy currently. So if you hear any squeaking noises, it's all Moon. At least she's being quiet. It's fairly quiet.
So far.
All right. Like I said, I want to get started this Memorial Day weekend live with a prayer for our veterans. So I'm going to say that real quick. If we can all be fairly serious and quiet. I know it's hard for us to be serious, but we'll try. Okay. Dear Lord, we want to thank you for gifting the citizens of our country with so many men and women who serve their country selflessly and without question. Please, God, bless the souls of those departed men and women of every branch of the armed forces who gave the ultimate sacrifice while providing that service for their fellow citizens across so many decades and so many wars. While we know you are a God of love and peace, our world is filled with so many evils that lead to violence and strife across the world. During times of peace, we have our freedoms and our privileges in large part thanks to those men and women who guard the walls against the oppression of those evil forces. Men and women who stand firmly against the horrors of dictatorships, oppressive regimes, terrorism, drug traffickers, those who would hurt the innocent, especially children. The lost lives of those service members are so valuable to our country, and we mourn them this weekend. But we know that your divine plan is larger than we could possibly understand. And if such sacrifices are required of the families and friends of fallen soldiers, then we know that your will must be that their sacrifices were for just as valuable of a purpose. Please give the families of fallen veterans peace of mind and great blessings for the sacrifices they have given the world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So she squeaked more during that
I
prayer than
know.
any other time.
It was a beautiful prayer.
I think she was sort of like giving her toy
Approval.
tribute
No,
to.
she was, yeah,
It was
she
her
gave
approval. Yeah, Pandy's moon is growing crazy fast. She's gonna be doing this the whole
all
time.
night.
She is like, I consider her what I would be like full grown. This is like full grown size. I want her to stay, but apparently the vet said she's half the size she's gonna be.
I wish I could see her right now.
How many pounds?
She's about 40 pounds right now.
40 pounds already. She's gonna be a big. Her dad, when
He was huge.
we got her,
Yeah.
her dad was a monster.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be a big one. I want to go up and chat real quick just to say hi to anyone. Hey, Missy, thanks for coming in. Butterfly 31. Of course, Tracy and Eve already said hi to you. Stephanie Cag. Kim Ortiz.
Missy.
Baby kisses. Missy. I said Missy.
Oh, sorry. I thought she needed two.
Sally Carson. Hey, birdies. Crime chat. Thanks for coming tonight on a holiday weekend. I appreciate everyone coming in this weekend. I expected like 3 people, honestly. Hey, Tennessee Titans. I know who you are. Thanks for coming hiking with us today.
Yeah, it was great. Except for the parts where it wasn't.
Yeah. We're posting it anyway. We didn't have the most successful hike or search. We don't always. I mean, sometimes when I call success is being able to get to the area we want to search.
Right.
Today was like just attempting one private property. This was the first time we asked for private property, like access to private property. It was a farmer, and I assumed, so I've heard, a lot of people, half the people tell me people from Tennessee are like, yeah, you ask permission. People are friendly. They'll let you on their land. And other people are like, yeah, people are really protective of their land.
Yeah.
Well, based on today, I think it's protective. It's like, no, it's private property. So we couldn't get access today. We tried another spot. We couldn't get through because it's a swamp. But we're going to show you all the video. The one the day before was a little better. You found
that was
some weird stuff. But I wanted to thank all the people who have given some form of donation to support search expenses. I'm going to name them real quick. I'm not going to give your full name because I know people really want their privacy and don't just want their names thrown out there, but I'll give your first name and last initial. One anonymous donation: Christina C, Gary T, Connie M, Catherine Y, Deborah A, Deborah W, Debbie, I didn't have her last name, Catherine D, Paula M, Nancy A, Fiona M, and Terry L, who uniquely gave us Bass Pro Shops gift cards. Like, how much more useful, like,
can't wait to go to the store.
Yes,
I haven't done that
there's
yet.
like, I know
have so many things that we need.
I've been dying for hiking pants for a while because we got them ripped up
I
and
wish I had some today.
muddy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jen didn't. I told you wear pants today because
No, you told me yesterday to wear pants. You didn't tell me today to wear pants.
So Jen got introduced to chiggers and a tick.
I had a tick.
A tick on her.
Not to mention all the brambles and scrapes.
I found a tick when I was before a shower, like right here. It was like a black dot on my chest. It was the weirdest thing, and I
hate ticks.
Yeah, I sent it down the drain anyway.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, we're almost hitting 100. This is good for a holiday weekend.
Thank you, everybody.
Thought it was gonna be 3, so it's cool. Thanks for everyone coming in. I think, and this is a good amount of people to do your game.
Now,
which is really funny. I love it.
I'm afraid that I don't know how many of you are into serial killers and true crime like this.
Cameras up there too. Just
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Hey, Baby Kisses says alcohol gets rid of triggers.
Well, there we go.
We need to drink. What do you got? Water.
Water. We don't have anything. We never drink.
We don't, not hard alcohol. We never drink, she says. You are so funny. Wow.
And I really hate wine.
You hate
I
wine.
hate
Is this
wine.
like opposite night tonight?
Yeah.
It's opposite night.
Okay, so do any of you follow, serial killer stories or anything? Hi, Moon.
Thank you, Kim. We
And-
love you too. Thanks for joining.
Any stories about serial killers or anything like that? Because one thing you might not know about me is that I'm a true crime junkie. And yeah.
And baby
So-
kisses, I thank you for clarifying. She meant rubbing alcohol.
Darn. Sorry. I meant darn.
Yes.
Oh, well. You didn't have to clarify it.
Either way,
Yeah.
it's alcohol works if you
That's-
put it
yeah.
on the chiggers.
Okay, so back to the serial
Serial killer game. Sorry.
Give us a shout out if you have any interest in this game.
Yeah, like, do you follow serial?
I mean, it might work. It might not work if nobody knows about.
That's true. Do you all like? Jen is a true crime buff. That's why we're going to CrimeCon this year. She follows all the big, what is Annalise? Tend to Life
and Crime Weekly.
Crime Weekly.
Yeah, ones like that.
Okay, so we have at least one person,
Okay.
Golden Goose, who
Okay.
follows every serial killer. So hopefully you all have some serial killer knowledge.
Yeah, and also I'm a nerd, so I thought it would be funny to rename these people using Old English, older
Not quite Shakespearean,
no.
but like English.
I mean, I know my Shakespeare, but I'm not gonna bore them with that.
She literally took a class in Shakespeare, so
Yeah, the book was larger than the Bible.
I remember. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna explain or describe.
Moon's not gonna let you.
I'm gonna describe each serial killer using more Old English type words, and then I'm going to ask you if you can identify
So you have
who it is.
You have to guess
You have
what
to guess who I'm talking
she's
about.
describing.
I don't know. I'm a nerd. My daughter looked at this and she just shook her head. So okay.
She thinks you're corny, doesn't she?
Oh, I'm corny.
She thinks you're
I
corny.
am corny.
Our daughters think Jen is really corny. I think she's funny. I think you're funny, but
I have my moments.
you're going to describe what serial killer
Okay.
is.
In this is a vernacular. Anyway, in this type of speak, we would call serial killer. A serial killer is a rogue who does away with many people in a similar fashion.
Is that the definition?
That's the definition.
Okay. So to answer your question, Sally, it is not multiple choice. And the reason we were going to put them up on the screen, all the names,
Yeah.
but then Jen's like, it would make it too easy.
See, I think it'd be too easy, but I'll see if I'm wrong.
I think people will guess it.
All right.
Personally.
All right, you ready?
They'll see the name.
Oh, I almost said the name.
That's why I said that. Okay, good.
Okay, the first serial killer is
Oh my gosh.
Moon. Moon's
No,
a
she's not
killer.
a serial killer. What are you talking
You're
about?
being annoying. Okay.
Okay.
First
Shh,
one.
Moon.
A rogue who dined upon his car.
Oh, this is not going to work. Since when does she bark? She doesn't bark
Okay.
in the house. What is
Okay,
going
one more
on?
time. A rogue who dined upon his conquest's bodies.
She does. Yeah.
Anybody?
Missy is right. Moon's like, I know the answer.
Dined upon his conquest's bodies.
I mean, even I know this and I don't follow serial killers.
Hannibal Lecter is
Oh.
good. Yeah. But he's more of a cinematic serial
Oh,
killer.
right. Not a real one.
Do
These are real world.
Oh, wait. Robin.
Boom.
You got it.
Robin.
Yes, Peggy. Okay, these people are smart.
Robin.
Alrighty.
Robin Digs It was first.
Yeah.
So Robin Digs It. I wish I had like Justin does. He does like celebration audio or celebration animation.
Yay!
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Jeffrey Dahmer. Thank you. Okay, this is going to be good then. All right.
Yeah, a bunch of people.
The
Okay.
next person. A rogue who bound, tormented, and knocked off many individuals. O.J. Simpson.
Oh, come on, man. The bound kind of gives it away.
A rogue who bound, tormented, and knocked off many individuals.
Doesn't bound?
Oh, Missy, you got it.
Missy got it first. So,
BTK.
I think this is a race of typing. Like whoever
Yeah,
can type
see,
it.
And I even used the the initials: bound, tormented, and knocked off. You didn't notice that?
That's
did
what I
you?
mean. That it's like too
This
easy.
is a bind, torture, and kill.
Did Dennis Rader?
Yeah, that's his name, Dennis.
Oh,
Rader.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
Ted
Lucy, you're extra.
did Ted Bundy bind?
Probably. I mean,
Did he torture?
it depends on your. It wasn't his MO. Like, it wasn't what he was.
Oh,
known
every
for,
time. Okay.
Mostly, I think.
So I guess it's a good consolation prize for.
Ooh, Birdie, a new movie, unbelievable. Ooh, might have to watch that tonight. Okay, you guys ready?
Are they all this easy?
No, well,
Okay.
maybe I don't.
Lizzie Borden,
Lizzie Borden. Oh, I should have done
Tennessee
that one.
Titans. Stop
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
random
yeah.
guesses out.
Okay, I haven't done it yet. Okay, next one. A rogue who used his masculine wiles to attract individuals and to dispatch them.
So this is one I didn't know.
And in order to dispatch them.
Masculine wiles.
His masculine wiles to attract individuals in order to dispatch them.
This one's fairly. I mean, if you don't know anything about serial killers, I don't.
Somebody actually named them for a different one.
Bundy.
Yep,
Missy
good
got
job.
it.
Missy, you're first in almost every one. Give me a break.
Missy's a fast typer.
Missy.
Bundy looks.
Bundy. Alrighty. You guys are doing really
Second
good.
place. Hold on. Wow, it's going fast.
Dawn
Tracy.
Wells.
You guys. No.
I didn't laugh. Seriously?
Don't do that, please. It's okay though. Just
Goodness
not again.
gracious. Okay, sorry. If you
Oh,
don't-
Texas Brat. I wish she hadn't mentioned that. I don't
What?
like that one. And she's not a serial killer. She's a massacre or
Okay. I don't
mutilator.
know who you're talking about.
Lorena.
Oh. Okay.
Fred.
Next.
Patties, be nice.
Next one.
They're just.
Sorry to you guys who aren't into this. I hope it's not too boring. Okay, next. A rogue who brought down many individuals with a small cannon in New York City.
I didn't know this one at all.
That's a tough one. I'll give you a hint. Small cannon means gun.
Andy, what is Muffin Man?
I have no idea.
I don't think I want to know either. Andy has some interesting
Oh, is
knowledge.
this one tough? A rogue who brought down many individuals with a small cannon in New York City. Oh,
It's taking a while. I prefer Paranormal too.
yes. Oh my
Candies.
gosh, Robin.
Robin Diggs it got it.
Oh,
Son of Sam.
Son of Sam. Good job.
Candyman is fictional, isn't he?
Candyman. I don't know.
Mimi,
Meme
Jean.
I wouldn't be surprised if he.
I think Candyman is just fictional.
Zodiac. I like that one, but we don't know who Zodiac is.
I
yet.
love that movie. Zodiac. I love
We
that
don't
movie.
know who he is.
I love that
yet.
movie Zodiac mostly because I love the story of the researcher who just like gets obsessed with this thing. I
Mhm.
totally feel that so much. I love that movie.
Alrighty. Our next one. This one might be easy. I like my description on this one.
Okay, wait, let people get over
I'm pretty
the
proud of it.
the last one because we've got some people guess. Okay, hold on. Let's let it cool down.
Okay, it's cool. It's cool.
Son of Sam is David Berkowitz.
Oh yes, David Berkowitz.
cool. I didn't know
That's right.
Okay, I think we're ready.
Alrighty. A jester rogue who indecently assaulted and deprived many young males of their lives.
Just males?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Pretty sure.
I didn't know that. I thought just Dahmer was sexist.
No, sexist. That's not why. Yes.
Gacy. Who's first?
Gacy.
Sally Carson.
Sally. John Wayne Gacy.
Sally and Missy
You guys are doing good.
are like neck and neck. They really know
Woo.
they're serial killers.
John Wayne Gacy, Golden Goose. You got it too.
I think Nance Joe. I think you were right. That's just a typo. Not Macy,
What?
but Gacy. I think.
Yeah, John
she
Wayne
meant
Gacy.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Hold on. Texas Brat Bat. Ryan, you need to watch Paranosis on Friday nights on
Ooh.
TikTok. They are a paranormal group. They
Ooh.
investigated Zach begging. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I'm supposed to do this. See, when you're live,
I
you're supposed
agree,
to do these
Robin. He is very creepy.
little things. Wait.
John Wayne Gacy is
There we
very,
Oops.
very creepy.
I agree.
What are you doing?
I'm supposed. I like showing comments.
Oh, sorry.
I meant to show. We should have shown the winner comments.
Ah,
I totally
okay,
messed
well,
up. Sorry,
almost
everyone.
done. So All right, next one.
I'll get the winner from now on.
And I'm just going on their, their popular name, not their. Well, anyway.
Hold on.
you-
Can I say something real quick? I'm
What?
so sorry. Texas Brat Brat. I was obsessed with Charles Manson for a while. That's the one
Uh.
guy that I follow, and mostly not because he was was he a serial killer? I guess his group was a serial
Yeah,
killed.
Yeah, it was a serial.
I was obsessed with him because of his cult. Like his ability
Bell
to
Guinness.
control those people under him. That to me, like I'm really obsessed with
One has a tick.
mind control over cults. Do we have to remove a tick live? Like I really don't. Is it easy to get
Well,
off?
then if you read the rest.
I'm not gonna read your game.
All right.
Like you. She'll finish her game and then she's got to remove
Yeah.
a tick.
I
The next
have-
part's mine
I
anyway.
only
So.
have 3 more. Okay, ready? A rogue who covered the noggins of his prey with plastic receptacles with leering, cheery mugs on them.
What? Read that again.
A rogue who covered the noggins
Okay.
of his prey with plastic receptacles with leering, cheery mugs on them. That's a tough one.
Okay, that one I don't know it at all.
Come on, guys. Nope, not Green River. Keep in mind. Yep, smiley face. Robin, are you looking him up? Yes, smiley face killer. That was that one.
No using Google. I'm assuming
Right.
the thing is Robin digs it and Missy have been like, and also Sally have been like neck and neck this
Oh,
whole
okay.
time. I think they know their stuff.
What was I gonna say about?
Oh, is that
guy?
his name? Keith Jesperson? Missy said Keith.
Yeah, I think so. But I was just gonna say, I don't know if you guys know, but in jail, he actually paints. He does paintings of clowns and sells them, and he has made a
Ew.
lot of money.
Oh,
What?
that's
No.
disgusting.
What he paints?
No, the fact that he makes money off
Yeah,
of
yeah. Well, I don't know who the money's going to, but whatever.
that's horrible.
Okay, 2 more. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Tennessee Titans. It definitely wasn't Clint Eastwood. I don't think he's killed anybody, but that's really funny
This
though.
one I don't know.
Except in the movies, he has killed
I'm
people.
not going to read that one. Okay, last one. A rogue lady of
Thank you,
the
Pandies. Sorry.
a rogue lady of the night who blasted 7 individuals of the male persuasion to their demise in the Sunshine State.
What's this obsession with killing males? Like what?
It was this one woman.
Oh, the one oh
It-
okay. Got
Oh, now you made me say it was. Oh.
Sorry.
Well, Lady of the Night gave it
it.
away.
Lady of the Night, yeah.
Anybody?
I mean, there's
Anybody?
like movie about her and everything too.
You're giving no, not the Black
Not
Widow.
the
That's
fictional.
a good.
Wait, is that a real one? Black Widow?
That's a good one though. Oh, Robin, Aileen Wuornos.
Oh wait, Robin got
Yep. Okay.
See what I mean? Missy and
I
Robin are
think
like
who won?
that was
That
Robin.
was it.
Robin, yeah.
That was the last one.
Andy said Manson made stuff from human hair and guards would steal and sell them. Oh my gosh.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
Have any of you heard of Ed Gein? I think he's the worst guy ever. Talk about you making things out of human things.
Is that what the movie was based? That movie we like to watch,
I don't
where he
know.
the skin of.
I don't even want to talk about it. It's gross.
Okay, I thought that was what it was based on.
It's gross. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for giving me my nerd moment.
That was fun.
So I'm going to take a tick off Moon, and I will be right back.
Don't take too long.
I
I
won't.
think the next thing is mine anyway. So let me go to my notes. CEO's thanking donors, serial killer game. Oh yeah, there's a couple of news items I wanted to cover. Let me move this over so I can see your chat. I did want to cover. Speaking of serial killers, there was some news that came out. I think that I saw this on Duty Ron's. No, I'm sorry, that's different. Duty Ron covered the serial killer residence that's currently being searched for additional bodies. Which I think I put in the community post. That's huge news. Like, I don't know if the guy is making a deal, like telling where he put the bodies, and they're searching now his house. I wish I could get this. I should have taken the link. I forgot the guy's name. The news that Duty Ron covered about they're searching this suspected serial killer's house for additional bodies, and they've been there for a long time. Yes,
Howerman?
Rex.
Well,
Yes.
that's what Bailey said.
Yeah. Thank you, Rex Howerman. It could be fantastic because they may find, get additional families closure. I just
Yeah.
pray that it's not some
Well,
kind of,
fantastic in a bad way.
I just pray that, I know it's always bittersweet, but I just pray he's not making some kind of plea deal and getting a lesser charge out of it. But
Rex is there. He's also called the Long Island serial killer. I've heard that name. Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
I'm aware of that one. Yeah.
Yep. Long Island serial killer.
I can't find the tick. Wait.
You sure it's in there? So you didn't remove the tick? The case of
I'll
the
do it on
mysterious tick.
the tick is
I mean, it's not on.
It's running away from me.
What, did Lou say something? I'm sure mods will take care of any
What happened?
bad comments. Oh, by the way, I did want to say to the mods, if we do get any BS in here tonight, any haters, people saying anything bad about us or anybody in chat, or just causing trouble, before you delete their comment, highlight the comment and their username and email it to me at rdube02@gmail.com, because I want to hide them from the channel permanently. Anyone who even once puts hate out on our lives or on our comments, they're just gone for good.
Mod all my comments from my new channel.
I didn't see it, Lou, so I don't know. I'm just telling mods to just keep an eye out and make a note of it. I don't know what you said. It's fine. I didn't see it, so it's fine. So the BTK killer obviously had I don't want to say controlled the media, but manipulated the media over time in his whole thing he was doing. And one of the things he did was put out a puzzle that supposedly had clues to who he unalived, and
that sounds like the Zodiac.
That was
Zodiac did that.
So
in
I'm
the
gonna
newspaper too.
BTK word puzzle. I'm gonna play this clip. Fair use. I don't have the text up, but I'm just gonna show a clip of the news with the sound. I hope this works. I think it'll work. Percent. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I thought that was your hand. It was her paw. She was going like this, and I'm like, I thought you were trying to give me you know how sometimes when we're in a restaurant and I say something that's like inappropriate and you do this.
Yeah, but you shouldn't say what did I say?
Really loud so everyone can hear.
That's how it works. Yes, Missy, he was a Boy Scout.
Yes. It's crazy.
He all the way around.
He's, to me,
he portrayed himself a lot different. Like he was the president of his church.
Yes, and when I read an article about his daughter. His daughter wrote a book.
Yes, I read that.
Right?
Yeah.
You read the book?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. And
really good.
And she actually went to the jail to convince him to give more information about the location of they suspect him of more. Actually, I think that's what this is about, but I'm just going to play this real quick. It's 5 minutes. Shoot.
I gotta put.
Yeah.
I'll be
I think it was at the beginning. Let me just.
Guy Dennis Rader, known as BTK, may have spent more time and effort publicizing his kills than actually doing the killings. Among the many, many letters and packages that he mailed out and planted in the public was a word puzzle. Back in 2004, he sent that word puzzle to a Kansas TV station. That was 13 years after his last known murder. And it was.
By the way, I just want to say real quick, Baby Kisses told, I think it was a comment, Baby Kisses. I know you mentioned that to us earlier. That's just crazy that someone here may have been a potential target for this guy. That's scary. That is just, blows my mind. And thank God nothing happened, you know. That's just, wow.
It was 1 year before he got caught. So he got caught, he was arrested, and he later pled guilty to 10 murders. And the judge put him away for 10 consecutive life sentences. But now he might be facing another life sentence, maybe even the death penalty. Because back in April, somebody mailed this 2004 word puzzle of Raiders. They mailed it to the Oklahoma sheriff. The sheriff who's investigating a cold case, a teenage girl's disappearance from back in 1976.
You hearing this?
Yes.
It's crazy.
That TV station had already pieced together several key words, including prowl and fantasies. And then the detectives found even more, including Rader's address, the names of his 10 admitted victims, and then these words.
Okay, now, okay, let me go back.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not so sure about this. Let me go back to this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. I've dealt with a lot of people who are into conspiracy theories.
Yeah, of course.
And for me, if you have a clue and something is straightforward, it's like a puzzle like this will spell out things in a straightforward way. But look at this look at the logic he's trying to use, though. Like, look at these scribbles. Does this I don't know if this really makes much
Who
sense.
knows? But yeah.
I mean, maybe he has an argument. Maybe he has like
must
a
have
whole
some sort of reason for what. There has to be some sort of
logic or something behind, but he's just drawing things together. Maybe there's a pattern. I haven't, I don't know what the guy's logic was, but this looks a little loopy to me.
And then these words and names.
Isn't that crazy?
Cindy
Kinney.
Kinney,
Which is the one.
laundromat, Pawhuska, and Kahika. Cindy Kinney was the 16-year-old cheerleader who disappeared from a laundromat on Kahika Avenue in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. She was never found. So is this proof positive that Dennis Rader killed Cindy Kinney, even though he's never admitted it? I'm joined now by Sheriff Eddie.
So
Burton
anyway,
of
I'm
Osage.
not going to do the interview, but I'm hoping that those clues, and that's the guy too. He's the one who put it. I think he's the one who put it together. He's the detective anyway that's working on it. So
Lindsay, you encountered him?
yeah, can you believe that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wait, hold on. Actually, pretty certain I encountered him at the Wichita Greyhound Station when I was 18.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't know who he was. And Baby Kisses also.
Wow.
When she was working as a bartender, walking home. Yeah. It's just crazy. Like, people actually here may have been targets.
Was that 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon or something?
What?
You know what I'm talking
Oh, yeah. Like, you always know someone who
Yeah.
knows someone who, yeah. That's kind of creepy. And when you talk about serial killers, like, people who knew people who were targets of serial killers. That's scary. The other news I wanted to cover tonight was, why do I keep closing my notes? Oh, they're up there. JLR, Jonathan Lee Richards, Jonathan Lee investigates. We've always poked fun at him because he reminds us of J-Rock on Trailer Park Boys. And every time we do a live, I want to do his thing. Everybody come on in, y'all, come on. He doesn't say y'all, he's actually got a New York accent, but he's like doing jazz hands all the time. And he's funny, but he does boots on the ground. I wouldn't say he goes deep into the woods, searching,
Right.
but he goes on location, interviews people, talks to law enforcement, does a lot of work. And the poor guy had a impacted like intestinal issue. Yeah. He showed this picture and that he was in the hospital bed, just going, "Hey guys," like smiling.
No, his stuff is great. We were just
yeah, we joke around, but he's one of the good ones, I think, because I don't see a bunch of hate from JLR. I just see him working his butt off, traveling. I don't agree with some of the things he did a while back with like Bullhorn Betty and going to Don's place. When you go to a person's job site and like, of course he wasn't doing it. I'll give him that. JLR was kind of I think he was shocked by the whole thing when Betty was like screaming in the bullhorn. And I think JLR was like, "Oh God, what did I get myself into at that point?" But I just praying for you, JLR. You being in the hospital stinks no matter what. And it's a minor thing, but it could go south.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So
it's good that you're where you should be in the hospital getting it fixed or whatever. So, but Ryan and I, when we're together, we just joke a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, I don't talk about people that we that have attacked us or don't like us. JLR has never done anything to
No.
it. There was that vague thing he put out about some Ryan dude who was trying to rent a spot near the Proudfoots in the Sebastian case, which at first I thought, is he trying to like fake something? But then I realized JLR was just
There are a lot of people named Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's a good guy. He's younger, and
Or old.
he is just doing the best that he can, the way he knows.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, and you get attacked no matter what you do and how you do it. So if he wants to, he has every right to search the way he feels is right, and he's getting visibility to the cases. He's getting the word out.
Very important.
More power to him. Keep doing what you're doing, JLR. Get better. We're praying for you. I hope this is just a quick little thing.
Hi, sunshine.
So that's the news section of this. Did you know we were going to do news?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, so I did a poll to see what of my past research, my past crazy stories. I have like a whole bunch of things to choose from, and I went through all of my past articles that I've written, not stuff I published on other sites, but for my own site that I had a while back, I did all kinds of crazy stories. We did the Josie Langmaid murder, which the Josie Langmaid, I was hoping everyone would vote for that one, honestly, because my daughter and I went to Pembroke, New Hampshire in person, investigated the case. My daughter was a budding photographer and a videographer, and she wanted to be my videographer. It's so weird that I did that because of what we're doing now.
I know. That's kind of
weird. Like I guess we've always been into researching and investigating.
All the same like genre. Well,
kind of
the same genre, I guess.
But my daughter and I drove there a few times, and we took pictures of just the site. They have a monument of Josie's where she got unalived. Horrible story. I may have time to cover that too, but everyone voted for the Waco mind control.
That's the one I wanted. Yes.
What's funny too is when I gave Jen all of the vote. Let me double check the votes just to make sure that's the one people actually wanted.
It better be.
No. Well, I can do both, but if there's time.
You know how Ryan likes to drone on?
Ha. Very funny.
One's going crazy over here.
Let's see what the poll results finally were. Yeah, definitely FBI mind control. Yeah. The FBI mind control article I wrote, and the way I'm going to do this, everyone, just so you know, is I'm going to show the images and the just proof, the receipts from the research I did when I can. A lot of it is like declassified documents. I'm going to read my article, try to write my articles in a way that's interesting. I loved creative writing in college. Yes. So I'm going to read the article on this screen, but I'm going to show you all, and this is going to be such a balancing act. I don't usually do this live when I do an investigation video. Oh, good. Shelly, I'm glad you like your coffee mug. Someone bought the 15-ounce coffee mug.
Oh, yeah.
And they had put our logo. Well, it's kind of our logo. It's not official, and then our words on top of it.
Oh,
on
no.
One side. Yeah. I'm like, what in the world? It was supposed to be front and back. So I'm glad Shelly's turned out good. It must have been the small size, but the 15-ounce
did you look
one,
into that?
Well, what happened was I had created the designs and put them on the front and back for the 11-ounce.
Yeah.
And the 15-ounce and the larger ones, I didn't double check the design and it laid on top. So if anyone ordered the old design of the larger mugs, I only put the 15-ounce one on there now and I fixed the design. Okay. But if you get a bad one, please let me know. Give me your address. I will send you a proper mug with the right design. And don't worry about the cost, please. We are getting donations for stuff, and the mug's not that expensive, so you are supporting us.
Sorry, foreign Marie. Sorry, I'm not good at pronouncing. Yeah, we already did the serial killer game. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It. We will make if I mean we might do it again every live. Maybe you can come up with
Oh goodness.
other
There are
serial
only so
killers.
many serial killers.
So anyway, if anybody gets any merch that is messed up,
Well,
that it's my fault.
how come I don't have one of the mugs? You
We
get
didn't.
me a mug.
We didn't order a mug. You want one?
I want one.
I'll
I
order
didn't
you.
even know you made them.
You didn't see our merch. Jen's like Ryan's doing his thing, and she doesn't
Oh.
even know there's actual merch on
I
our.
want to make have a poll because Ryan did not include me in the design of anything.
Don't do a poll.
And so
They're all gonna say my designs
listen,
suck. Okay.
I was gonna say for the female people in the
Which is
group,
like
especially,
99% of our.
would you like a more feminine t-shirt? Because I would. I mean,
That's
I like Ryan's t-shirt.
one way
yes,
to bias.
but
One way to bias the results.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you, Shelly. So at least my designs are okay.
no, your designs are great. I'm just wondering if people would like a you know, less. I don't even know what it is, but yeah.
So Sunshine wants to see the puppy. Do you want to show the puppy?
Oh my goodness. She's not much like
And
a
it's
puppy.
not like that. She's not a puppy, in my opinion. She's like a full-grown dog. So we're gonna have to just squeeze her in here. Oh, cool, Shelly. You got the the women's t-shirt. I'm so glad it turned out good. I was worried how it would actually print out. So thank you for your support.
There, she can take
Oh my
spot.
gosh.
She
Oh,
can
she's
take my
so.
spot.
She's gonna type. Oh my gosh. Oh, Moon. Oh, she's too big. Okay, here's Moon. She's huge now.
Oh my goodness.
Like I said, she's a full-grown dog.
She had a good day today.
I'll tell you what's the cutest thing about Moon is when her hair gets wet, her ears get all what's it called when your
Oh.
hair is
Crimped.
It looks like crimped hair.
It's cute.
You will see her in. We've got. Hopefully, I'm going to be getting our last search up on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
She's in it. She's featured in both, so you'll see her there too. She's huge. She's so heavy. Like I try to put her in the Jeep, she won't jump. She's scared of everything. She's scared of getting in the
she just
Jeep.
lit my glasses.
She's scared of other dogs. She's scared of cat. Well, she's not really scared of
No.
cats.
No, she's not.
Oh, thank you, staff. Again, anybody sending donations only if you can afford it. And again, it's it's for. I wish there was a way I could be really transparent about. I almost want to put like what
Well,
donations are and what we spend.
We also have the Amazon wish list, so if you want to,
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No,
Okay.
I didn't put it out there.
Um,
We're building one, but I don't know if I want to do Amazon.
I was just saying, like,
She
if
wants to kiss the mic.
if you wanted to know, like, exactly what the money is spent on, maybe we'll make an Amazon wish
Is
list.
she licking the mic?
She's checking it out. You like that?
I cannot. There's no way I can do the research article. I can't
No,
do
we're
Waco
gonna
mind
have to.
control.
I'll take
Can you do doggy mind control and like
doggy mind
get her to
control.
sleep or something? Are you gonna put her in the? Are you gonna put her in the?
I got to take her out while you're
Okay.
talking.
Okay, we are gonna do Waco mind control, and again, please bear with me. Oh, hey, Cher, thanks for coming. Oh, I got dog hair all over my. Oh, anything, staff is helpful. Anything. Like I said, we've got that those gift cards that I still haven't. We haven't had a chance to go to the outdoor store, but I've got my hiking pants have like it's disgusting, like holes already starting in them. So that's been huge. I'm gonna go there and I think get some hiking gear is what I really need. Shoes are already falling apart, so it's a huge help. Thank you all. So the top voted, as you can see here, top voted research topic that people want to hear about was the FBI, when the FBI entertained using mind control technology at Waco. I'll tell you, all these sound really weird, right? Really weird. When I did research in the past, I tried to find the weirdest things to research. I wanted kind of like surprise people about the crazy things that just weird but true, like stranger than fiction kind of thing. And so that's why I covered stuff like this. Like the Josie Lang maids unaliving being literally predicted by a clairvoyant. I might cover both if there's time. If you guys like this first one, you want me to continue, I will do the next one. But I'm going to cover the FBI mind control at Waco one right now. And let me open my article real quick. It is so weird doing this stuff live. I'm used to editing, basically recording myself reading and then overlaying this stuff. So what I'm going to do is read. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to read through, and I'm going to flash up things that. Oh, I see. I opened the Langmaid murder one by mistake. I prepared that one just in case, if you all want to hear it. But I'm going to do the FBI Soviet, the mind control one first. This one I actually wrote. It looks like it was 2020. Actually, it was one of my more recent ones. But this occurred in the 1990s, and I'm also going to test. I really hope this works because the visuals I want to put up while I'm reading this, while I'm telling this story to you all. Let me get this off the screen. I don't want to stop sharing. I guess I do want to stop sharing my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test presenting. Yeah, the pictures. I'll just share the one screen, the one window, entire screen. That one. We'll see if this works. Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you the story about when the FBI really when they considered using mind control. It involves the CIA and the FBI, and it's the kind of thing like you only find out about this stuff when you start digging through declassified documents. And it's easy to tell these crazy stories because you just have to find the information in those documents. What is up with this? I can't find my. Hold on a second. Okay. Now, when I'm going through this story, can't see comments, so I'm gonna try to I'm gonna be talking through this, and if there's any comments, if you have any questions, save it for the end because I'd really like your feedback on this. Is that for me? Thank you. I really like your thoughts on this story, so please don't ask any questions during this because I really don't want to miss your questions. Make a note of them, and then at the end, I just want to get your feedback. I'm curious what you all think about this. I don't know, crazy story. I'm gonna
let you do this.
Okay. All right. In February of 1993, the FBI went head-to-head with a religious cult in Waco known as the Branch Davidians. The Waco miniseries offered on Netflix provides one of the most detailed and insightful looks at what went on inside and outside the Branch Davidian compound during that fateful standoff. What the documentary and most other coverage of the FBI's handling of that case does not go into is how the FBI was exploring the use of Soviet mind control technology in Waco. This sounds like the sort of harebrained conspiracy theory you wouldn't expect to find me researching, since my mandate is always to stick to theories that are supported by actual evidence. This surreal scenario, however, is fully supported and outlined by an August 2000 article published by C4 Intercepts. Let's see if I can find that actually. Nope. See, this is why I don't like doing this live. There we go. Published in C4 Intercepts, an internal publication reviewing important external public articles and archived in the CIA reading room library. This document outlines a series of strange encounters between the FBI and Russian scientists, According to the article, agents first met behind closed doors with Dr. Igor Smirnov of the Moscow Medical Academy on March 17th. According to the article, one person involved with the meetings agreed to share details about them anonymously with C4 Intercept. He described the meeting as follows. After several meetings with Smirnov, FBI officials who repeatedly expressed fears during the discussions that Koresh and his followers were suicidal asked for a proposal describing the requirements and procedures for using the device in Waco. The device, by the way, in this case, is the proposed mind control device allegedly developed by the Russians. It is notable that the article identified a Richmond, Virginia company named, I called it Psychotronics Corp. I think it was actually Psychotechnology Corp. When I say Psychotronics, it's the short version of that name. But the article identified a Richmond, Virginia company named Psychotronic Corp as responsible for organizing the meetings between the Russian scientists and the FBI. There's very little information available about Psychotronic Corp, including who owned it or who ran the meetings. However, one well-known person who's been very active during those years in the psychotronics community was John Alexander. Alexander told Wired magazine in 2007 that he had heard about the details of the meeting from the people who were there. He told Wired, and let me make sure you guys are actually seeing this. Yep. Okay, good. Alexander told Wired, this was in 2007, that he had heard about the details. He told Wired, it was at the height of the Waco problem. They were grasping at straws, he said, of the FBI's fleeting interest. From what I understand from people who were there, it didn't work very well. That's hard to, I actually didn't really, it's hard to understand what he meant by it didn't work very well. I assumed he meant the device or the interest of the FBI. In both cases, they obviously didn't use mind control, but this was a meeting that occurred with the FBI, with this Russian scientist, and they were discussing, hey, we're desperate here. Can this device help us? The Defense Electronics article revealed at least some of the non-military attendees of these meetings. One was Dr. Richard Nakamir of NIMH. The other was Dr. Christopher Green of General Motors. I've written about Dr. Green extensively on various articles. I've interviewed him at one time about several times about his research. We weren't surprised. I wasn't surprised to learn of his involvement in these meetings. It also explained why Colonel Alexander had insight into the details of those meetings, since it's well known that Dr. Green and Colonel Alexander have always been very good friends. I think I have a quote from Dr. Green somewhere. Yep. Dr. Green had no other comment for the author of that defense article, except to state that his involvement in the meetings were only conducted as part of his work as a member of the National Academy of Sciences, the NAS, and not as part of his GM work. I can't imagine like being a former CIA guy trying to get into private, private practice, and then your past kind of comes back to haunt you sometimes, and your company has to be like, yeah, we're not connected with any of this. It was just what he did while he was on the National Academy of Sciences, which is really weird, but they had to kind of let the public know that they had no involvement in this mind control stuff. According to the article, Psychotronic Corp entered into an agreement with Dr. Smirnov. Smirnov promised to provide psycho-correction technologies in exchange for stock in the company. Make note of this, like they brought in, so the essentially CIA was involved here. They brought in a Russian scientist to work allegedly with this corporation called Psychotronic Corp. And they were like, we'll give you stock in the company if you give us the secret technology that will allow mind control. So the FBI can apply it in Waco. Like, there's multiple levels of stuff going on here, and the fact that Psychotronic Corp, you can't even find any sign of them at this point, makes you wonder about that company, if it was even real or in the first place, or if it was just some kind of shill company. But anyway, while the FBI ultimately never resorted to testing Russian mind control technology on the Branch Davidians, they did resort to using psychological warfare. The FBI attempted everything from cutting off power to the compound, throwing flashbang grenades, and even flipping off and mooning members of the religious sect. At one point, the FBI began blasting loud music, the sound of rabbits getting slaughtered, and even Tibetan chants, all emitted from loudspeakers pointed toward the compound. As far as who started the fires, survivors insist that tanks knocked over lanterns which ignited the blaze, fueled by the use of military-grade tear gas. The FBI produced secretly recorded audio tapes, supposedly with voices of people in the compound discussing starting a fire, according to Special Agent Brian Sage, one of the FBI's key negotiators. And I actually think I have that. Yeah, that was his comments in one of the articles. This, of course, flies in the face of his other statement to the media that a CEV had accidentally severed phone lines into the compound, making communication impossible, yet somehow they managed to install listening devices inside the compound to hear the Branch Davidians supposedly laying down fuel. While the debate may never be final about who was at fault for the death of 76 Branch Davidians, including 20 children and 2 unborn babies, one thing this CIA document does prove is that the FBI was beyond desperate to use any means necessary to end the standoff, including exploring the use of Russian mind control technology on civilians. Whatever happened to Psychotronic Corp? To date, there is no record of any company known as Psychotronic Corp or Psychotechnology Corp in the Richmond, Virginia area. More than likely, the organization was set up as a shill company to entice a Russian scientist to divulge details of Russian research into psychotronic mind control technologies. In fact, the memos from the organization itself revealed that the main purpose of the meetings, and they weren't primarily about sharing stock with the Russian doctor. I quote this from the memos from the CIA reading room. The quote from the memo was, "The main purpose of the March meetings was described in the Psychotechnologies memo as to, quote, determine whether psychocorrection technologies represent a present or future threat to U.S. national security. Given this, I highly doubt the good Dr. Smirnov ever did receive the fortune he hoped to receive after sharing what he knew about Russian technology with Psychotronic Corp." That is all of it in a nutshell. And I'll tell you what, that is so weird doing that live. The weird thing about that case is that it was a cover story. Once you get the memo from Psychotronics, it was clearly a cover story. They were trying to do counter intelligence against the Russians to find out if they actually had legitimate mind control technology. Okay, Jen. I did that really fast. Do you guys like? To me, the research I've done into that type of stuff, that's not like, to me, the Josie Langmaid murder was, unaliving, was some of the more interesting stuff. This stuff was like literally digging through declassified documents, which is really dry and so painful to read through, to pick up those little gems and piece together the story. And the story in this case was that I don't even know, like, did they drag the FBI in? Would they drag the FBI in? I think the FBI was desperate to put an end to the standoff in Waco.
Oh yeah.
But
it was so botched.
But to use that whole thing to manipulate the Russians to try to get information about their technology, it just seems really weird.
It's a stretch.
That, by the way, the ending. Has anyone watched the miniseries on Netflix on Waco? Oh my gosh,
I think I might have.
what a it was sad. And
Oh, it is sad.
what's
It's very
crazy is
sad.
you start feeling bad for the Branch Davidians at some point,
Well,
even though I mean David Koresh had
he
like
had them under control,
and he had like
and you have to. I have empathy for them because there's a Stockholm syndrome. I think they probably had.
absolutely.
And group mentality. I mean, so much goes into it, and you know, once you get far enough into something like this, it's so hard to get out. I can imagine.
I just
You know,
how can people I don't understand how a whole group of people could be in that building. And even husbands, the husbands of these wives,
yeah,
they were all sleeping with the guy. Like he had all the wives.
even the husbands.
Yeah, no. The husbands were
I'm
just.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Actually, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he was just.
Oh yeah, he was.
And they were
He was
so
top dog.
they were so brainwashed
Yeah,
by him that they let him do that to even young girls. Like it's disgusting.
know.
Some of the.
That's what a cult is all about.
Oh my-
I mean, most of them are like that. Most of them have this leader that they'll do anything for.
And you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. And I'm not going to say anything specific here because I don't want to attack. I'm not attacking anyone. But if you go across, you all have seen it. I know you have. If you go across YouTube, you will find charismatic leaders,
Well, there's so many.
right?
So many
With
cult stories.
with followers.
Oh yeah.
And if the leader is charismatic enough, people will start to turn off the logic side of their brain. So even if someone shows them something that says that your leader who just said something, here's evidence that it's false.
But he's already doing horrible things to his followers. Like if they allow him to do that, they don't care
That's
what
true.
else he does.
Yeah, right in front of their eyes.
Yeah.
So like there's something in the human brain that at some point they decide to turn off the logical right and wrong, and they're just like blindly listening to everything this
Yes.
person says. And I don't get that. I just don't get that.
They let their egos go and he takes its place. He becomes
their
the little voice inside their head,
Yeah.
I think.
I can't believe it. Yeah, stay away from the Kool-Aid. That's
right.
Okay, so how far are we in? There's an option here.
Okay.
I did not enjoy doing that. Like I like when I do when I tell about my research. Hold on a second. I believe some of the husbands left because I think there was
They did, yes.
one or two. And the fuel thing, by the way. One guy, the feds were trying to pin the fire on him because they had the audio of the Branch Davidians spreading fuel. But here's the thing. Here's the horrible part of this whole thing is you try to point fault on the fire at the end on someone. And so, yes, they have audio. It came out of the Branch Davidians laying down fuel. But then they also have evidence that the FBI, the leader, I can't remember his name, the one in the field who was giving orders, said, use
Any force necessary.
use the not pyrotechnic rounds.
Oh, okay.
Like literally
he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. I don't know. They just there was a lot of pressure on them to finish this out, like to come to a conclusion, and I don't know. They got to be like rabid dogs, I think.
Well, the thing is, they were eavesdropping on the Branch Davidians. They knew the Branch Davidians were laying down fuel, and this guy's like, "Hey, now's a good time to throw something in there that's going to have like sparks and flash and fire." Like,
he knew what he was doing. They wanted a resolution.
I absolutely believe he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, they wanted a resolution under.
And then they're like, "Well, we have the recording of them throwing fuel down, so we can blame it on them."
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I have anything against the FBI, but in this case, in Waco, I think they were negligent. I think they were
Oh,
lazy.
yeah. It was a big debacle.
It was horrible.
Bad.
It was horrible. I was so disappointed
Yeah,
after watching that
that's one of
documentary.
the biggest fails of the FBI in all time, I think.
I just
and that's why there was a movie made of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
guess.
was that format? I flew through that because I was like, this is painful for me. Honestly, like I could go through the Josie Langmaid murder. I prefer doing videos where I can carefully edit what I'm
Right.
showing.
Well, if you guys want him to go more in depth, he could probably do a separate video just about that. You know, right?
I'm talking doing another one.
Okay.
Just I could maybe I could tell the story, not reading
We could just talk it out.
and talk through
Yeah.
it. The
I
two
like
of us.
doing that.
And this is a murder case.
It's interesting.
You like
to
murder
me.
cases. You want to do that together? You guys want to talk about the Josie Langmaid murder where the killer was identified by a clairvoyant? Because I need proof of everything. And
Yeah.
this case, to me, there was proof. There was proof that actually happened. And we get a lot of people going, well, if psychics are real, then why haven't they ever found any? And every time they say that, I'm like, you're kind of right. 9 times out of 10, they do not find, but there are cases out there.
Thing is, as far as I know, like if that's the case that a psychic, solved the case, that does not get out into the general public. Like,
oh no,
nobody knows.
Yeah.
So there could be many cases. I think in some cases the psychics don't want anybody to know that I think they just want to be anonymous, and in that case, that's great because they're really being helpful and they're not doing it for the glory or anything like that. But that's an old case. That's a very
it's
old case.
1875 is when she got murdered, and it is the most crazy story. I gotta tell you. We could give it a shot. We could talk through it. Tell me what you think. I'm going to actually try to, I wish I had more screens because I'd like to talk through this case, show people the things on the screen, and then have another screen for being able to read the notes because
maybe you should do it next time. Get that all set up for next time.
That's probably a good idea. But several people have said, yes, let's do
okay.
it. Baby kisses, I believe in psychics, but not all, lots of very known ones. Yeah. There's most, actually, I think the ones helping law enforcement are more under the radar.
Yeah,
they don't want.
That's what I was saying. Like, who knows, how many cases were at least led, in a certain direction by a psychic.
Yes. Let's do that. Let's see if this works. I wish the third screen for me is the comments. I want to answer. I want it to be interactive.
We need like an iPad.
Yeah, that would be good. You know what I'm gonna do?
You know what? I want an iPad. So how many of you think Jen should get an iPad?
That's not how it works. You have an iPad.
No, it broke.
Oh, that's right.
First the cat. You guys
want to know
about
and it
that.
was like generation.
I had a really nice. Not that you guys want to know, but I had a really nice laptop, Apple, whatever, Apple Air or something like that. But our cat peed on it, and it. What? Oh.
You have a question?
Oh, when did I know that I had intuition? That's a tough one. Things have happened in my life that I've attributed to other reasons. I don't want to get too involved, but after these things happened, years later, I look back on it and I realize that my intuition was there and I didn't even know it was happening. And that's really cryptic. I don't think I'm telling you the answer, but I've always known I've always been very empathetic, and I've always been able to feel, how other people feel. And maybe I just thought everybody was that way, but I learned through my life that that's not true. And so just, I just had to grow on that. I had to follow that, and I think it's a conscious decision, at least in my case, conscious decision to take that seriously, like your intuition. You have to take it seriously. Once you do, you can use it to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a lot of people get those thoughts, like, you'll be going through your life and you're like, oh, you think, like, you get that thought of something
Yeah.
that's going to happen. It happens, but most people are like, that was coincidence.
Right.
And you kind of ignore it. But you're saying you open your mind to the
Right.
fact that
And
maybe.
I think most people, I mean, there are people who are, narcissists or psychopaths or very non-empathetic people who I don't think have that gift, but I think that most people do. It just might take more work for some than others, or some are more empathetic than others. But yeah, so I think if things happen and you realize that it was something you had predicted, or you have very strong feelings at a certain point, when you're with other people, or in a place where something happened or whatever, to just like accept it and tap into it and listen to it. And really, for the past couple years, being able to work on Summer's case and to see, if I do listen to myself, I really am. What do I want to say? I am led by my intuition, and I'm very happy that I have been able to hone that. But I think it's something you have to work on, basically. Something you have to work on.
Yep. I gotta say real quick, I totally missed this, Paul. I apologize for that. Thank you for the $5 for a bone for Moon.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
That's cute.
Bone for Moon. Oh, she's gonna love that. We're going to Petco tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm wanting an excuse to Petco.
There's a type of bone that she was obsessed with, that she would just eat through.
Well, I got those at Petco, so we'll go get one of those. She also needs some other things that I've been trying to like trick Ryan into buying. So if we go to Petco,
yeah. I did want to comment on this. So Lindsay, spelled the fun way, said it's not exactly something that can be considered factual evidence either, which would mess up prosecution.
That I agree with.
So but the thing is too, though, even though during the case, or maybe at least after the conviction, somebody from the law enforcement should at least say, oh, by the way, and when the guy's in jail and the prosecution's done, they should at least say, by the way, we did consult with this person.
Personally, I don't think so, because it might put a spin on the case that would what do I want to say? People would start focusing on that fact and not on what the case was about, or and I don't know, if it were me, and I don't think I'm a psychic. I don't think I can predict things, or I don't know, but I wouldn't want anybody to know personally.
Well, the thing is too, I'm going to star these comments because these are good comments.
Yeah.
The thing is that that's what we see too. Like, you see how many hours I put in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can see it from the perspective of the cops. They are interviewing people. They are following up on leads. Every single lead they have, they're chasing that down. And they just happen to have a phone call with a psychic or a medium.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, what do you think? And so the medium will be like, well, I see a swamp and a log or something like that. So he happens to take maybe he happens to take that tiny little piece of evidence, not even evidence, that tiny little piece of information
yeah.
into the 90% of hard evidential
Right, it's
evidential
just
research.
one of the right. You can't.
And you know what? You're right.
Yeah,
If
you can't say that is more reliable or viable than cold hard facts. But it's something to guide you as you're looking into it.
yeah, but
you know.
what you just said earlier is right.
Yeah.
People will take the 1% that, oh wow, they're listening to psychics.
Right.
They must be crap. Like they must be garbage investigators with the police departments. That I can get why the police don't want to highlight the fact that they use that.
Right.
We see it all the time. We get those comments like, why are you using psychics? And we're only using input as like
one piece of the huge
very
puzzle.
small piece.
Yeah.
But whatever, I don't care. Hey, Crime Stories obsessed.
What? Oh.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, and they're not even, I view them as like, when you run up against a brick wall, when you've gone in a direction and there's nothing left, like if somebody tells you, I have a feeling that on top of a particular mountain, there might be something there. And then you also combine that with the fact that, hey, a suspect owns like property across the hill. So you combine those two things.
I mean, also though, why not look? Why not check it out? It could be something.
It's just information.
Yeah. I mean, any information is helpful, and
But I will say, I talked to a local recently. I'm not gonna say who it is because he was making claims.
Right. Kim, you have a snake issue? Sorry, I just saw that.
Well, I missed it. What?
Be careful. Kim has a snake issue. I keep
missing the snake issue thing. Oh.
Sorry I interrupted, but I just thought
okay.
that kind of caught my
I started a bunch of comments too. I want to get to. Yeah, it keeps moving. I agree. Crime Stories obsessed. It's oh man, we dive into an area and we do a bunch of research, and then it's like, I don't know, you hit dead end after dead end, and people at some point, when you follow these leads, these lines of investigation, it's so frustrating. And okay, I do want to say something about the long time. There are researchers out there maybe listening to this right now who have been on this case, on Summer's case, since day one. We've been on it now. We started a year ago, a year and a half ago, or whatever. And I got to tell you, I've gotten comments. I hate to bring this up, but this recent thing where I just threw out the information about Fred. That some people got upset about. There were, Andy Paul, the Andy Paul thing. There were longtime 3-year, from the beginning researchers who came to me and were like, we appreciate what you did. Like, we appreciate the fact that you just clarified this. By the way, here's all my research on the real Andy Paul. And they're like, I don't want to put it out there because I don't want any of the drama. I've been researching for 3 years on the Summer Wells case. I don't need this crap.
Right.
Here's the information.
Yeah.
And there are so many, I'm going to call them diehard, awesome researchers who've been on this case from the beginning.
It takes a lot of determination to stay on the case for a long period of time because it can get so frustrating. And, I'm sure you, once in a while, you're just like, whatever, it's not, we're never going to know what happened. But some cases have been solved after 20 years. So, I mean, there's always a chance.
Exactly.
And there's always, a reason to keep looking. I don't think we'd ever stop.
Yep.
We might, look into other cases at the same time, but I don't think we'll ever stop.
With that said, we're a year and a half into it, and we're never going to stop. What I'm realizing is those researchers out there, and Baby Kisses says Emma's one. I could name a bunch.
Yeah.
And when I talk to them now,
there's so many.
They are, what's the right word for being, like, what's the word when you're veterans who are in a war? They're just shell shocked. They're shell shocked. They have gone through so many leads. And dead end after dead end. And then I think what kills most of the longtime researchers, the really good ones who are logical and use facts, is that they're trying to do research, and then you get the YouTube madness. Then you get the YouTube
there's so much noise.
drama.
There's so much noise going on that is supposed to be about Summer, but it ends up being about those YouTubers
It does,
and each other and infighting and her hair is too short, or I mean, like,
Well,
the
like,
stupidest
that's-
thing. They're taking
yeah.
all that time to, analyze what each other is doing when they could be
Hey, Mama Jean.
doing something very useful and helpful to the case. It's just such a waste of time.
Well, the saddest thing for me is that I've met or I've been contacted by some researchers, and they're like, I've been doing this for this many years and I'm fed up. And I realize
I don't blame them.
Those are researchers who could do so much good and who've tried to do so much good.
Yeah.
And what they found was they put their information out there, and whoever disagreed with it, instead of taking the facts and going down the list one at a time, this is why you're wrong, this is why you're wrong. Instead, they start going after that person.
Right.
They start trying to dig into their family. They start ripping them apart. They start talking about what they look like.
These are the narcissists I'm talking about. These people are narcissists, and they're going to do that. They're always going to be those haters.
But why?
There's not
why.
Because everything's about them. Everything's about them, and maybe this case is getting a lot of attention. So, I'm gonna make some noise. People are gonna watch me, and it's hard to ignore, but we just have to. We have to ignore it. It takes too much time to acknowledge it and deal with it, so we have to ignore it.
Yeah, people have a hard time ignoring when they get personally attacked.
I am so sensitive, and that's why I'm really nervous about my channel. But it's going to be there no matter what.
Oh, the biggest channels
you could
haters,
be Mother Teresa, and people are going to find something wrong with you.
Tracy makes a good point. We don't search for Sebastian. We can't drive 5 hours to Hendersonville and
we could once or twice.
Maybe down the road when I'm retired and we can do that kind of thing, we could go that far. But that case, I have been at least following it online on the different channels that I like. And I'm not going to attack people. I'm going to try so hard not to attack people.
Because we were just talking about that.
But when I saw Tony Mathis pop on the radar, a sales manager with a crane company, acting as a PR expert for poor Seth, I probably just got people will probably attack me now, but I gotta tell you that Tracy's right. Like, it went from, you've got private investigators, legitimate private investigators trying to get to the bottom of Sebastian's case, and then they're gone, they're kicked off, and now there's just this crazy madness.
It's almost like
people
the
attacking.
Case is starting over again and again and again, because any progress somebody made, if they get off the case, and there goes that progress, and then somebody else start. I don't know.
I just,
those people who started from the beginning, you have so much knowledge, and I don't know, it can be very helpful.
Which case, Birdie? You mean Summers for federal protection? I don't know. There's what, 20 theories, and one of them is like people are trying to protect Summer,
right?
Keep her hidden.
Well, also, though, I know as a fact that the authorities will hold on to, truthful information, because if they let it slide, if they let it out, it's going to hinder their investigation.
Kinda can. There's no way I'm going to take out of the blue panel. We'll take questions. Just because some bad things happen when you have open panel. But happy to answer have any conversation with you, though. Is it because I just mentioned the Sebastian case? Is it just which we haven't covered? So
no,
but
we don't claim to know a lot. About
thank
that
you, Brandy.
case. Hi, Brandy.
But the parallels are freaking me out. Like, we have been on the summer case to see the patterns, like the people attacking, like people saying that the two parents
Mhm.
are guilty, and so you have this whole crowd saying they're guilty. You have this whole crowd protecting them, just like the summer case.
Mhm.
Seth is kind of a third party that's not similar to the case, but then there's the infighting between the people covering the case. There's just the mad circus from PR experts
Mhm.
that pop into the radar, and they troll channels on YouTube, and it's like I'm blown away. And then you've also got, of course, you always have I call them anti-tragedy pimp channels that then are like I think of not a negative word, because some of them are actually doing some good work recently on some channels.
Yeah.
But they are the ones they're like the hate channels, like even
Yeah.
10 for life.
There are, big YouTubers. Inevitably, there are many, many, many YouTubers who will have a channel just devoted to that other YouTuber, that one YouTuber. They'll show, clips from their videos and comment on them, and that's all they do. And unfortunately, they get a lot of subscribers. So I guess it does work for some people, and you know,
People
I
like,
know it depends on what your morals are.
I don't, Jen, I gotta tell you, like the channels, I noticed it. The
Mhm.
channels that do this drama, like do this attacking, there's a battle. And there's always this season of battle on YouTube in whatever case. And there's like, oh, there's this huge, I'm gonna go down a road that I probably shouldn't, but I want to.
Okay.
I want to. I want to.
Okay.
I'm gonna preach tonight.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna preach tonight. I don't do
As long
drama.
as you don't do what you'd say everybody else is doing.
I'm not gonna curse or anything. No, I do want to say something. Honestly, I do want to say something about what I've seen in the past year and a half. We've been pretty quiet. Like, haven't we been pretty quiet when people attack us? We're like,
Yeah, and we don't. I
we
don't think we've attacked any YouTubers personally.
we've blocked the channels.
Yeah.
We've tried to maintain peace, and we did put out that video saying anybody who attacks us, you're hidden from
Right.
us permanently. But
Yeah.
even our followers, we appreciate the fact that our followers are like, hey, if you cover drama, if you start dishing hate like everyone else does, we're not here for that. And I
No.
appreciate that so much about our
No, 'cause
followers.
you guys are interested in what really matters.
They want focus
That's-
on Summer's
yeah, I mean-
case. And so we saw that, we see that, and really appreciate it. But there is something I have to say.
Okay.
And it's a generalized thing.
I have no idea what he's about to say. So.
Okay. It is the generation, like year after year after year, of if this person 3 years ago did something horrible, then no one else, if you are brand new to YouTube and you talk to that person, then you're somehow connected to that person.
That's true.
Like, you're somehow believe everything they did, you somehow condone everything they did. And so now you're in this camp, and this human nature is like us versus them. So if you talk to them, then you're not us, right?
Mhm.
And so what happens if I go talk to let's say I go on a panel. When we started, I went on Ziggy's panel a few times. I had Justin and Ziggy on our panel, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we are connected with Ziggy. And anybody who hated Ziggy hated us. And like I had tragedy pimps exposed without even talking to us, like trashing our channel, talking shit about us. And I'm like, she doesn't even know us. She doesn't even know our methodology. She doesn't know our, like, what the heck? And then we have a falling out with Ziggy, right?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, everybody who hates Ziggy absolutely loves us.
Well, I don't
Like,
know.
comes to tell me that they're so glad that we let go of that, right?
Well,
Go ahead. I'll
I'm not comfortable with this. I just want to put on the record. I'm not comfortable with this situation. Yeah,
It is, Robin. It's high school cliques.
Deep down, I feel really, really, really sad for people, and they have their problems and their insecurities, and and I'm afraid that is what drives them, and I just feel really bad that they feel like they have to do all that to get followers and
like hate,
yeah.
publish hate. Well, I mean,
I
like,
feel bad for them.
I don't.
And I don't like talking about specific people because we don't know what their life is like, or but I at the same time to get hate from other people is horrible, and I obviously wish they wouldn't do it, but I don't.
I'm talking about the big picture of
Yeah.
YouTube mob mentality and
Yeah.
us versus
Well, like
them mentality.
Dreamweaver is saying, it's like junior high. It's definitely like
Yes.
junior high school and dark energy.
Yes.
That's how I feel. Thank you.
I'll give you
dark
another
energy.
I'll give you another example. If you guys have all followed, so obviously we did a bunch of work with Andy, right? Trying to figure out the whole story behind Andy's past. And by the way, just because we're covering Andy, suddenly we're like, Andy's like, I'm Andy's best friend.
Right, we're on the Andy team.
Yeah, and apparently Ziggy's trying to figure out if we're related somehow, like if we like know each other. So, like, okay, so I'm working now. All of a sudden, people think I'm working with Andy. Like I'm working with Andy, and we're so next. What if I happen to start talking to Cher? There's a lot of people who don't like Cher.
I don't even know who Cher is.
Cher is
I'm sorry,
Voices
Cher.
Behind the Wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's been very nice to us, actually.
Yes.
She has supported us.
Very nice.
When people were attacking us, she defended us. Yeah. And people already don't like her. And she stood up
Sorry, Cher.
in the middle of that BS and she defended us.
Right.
Now, I know a lot of people, probably people in this chat, know a whole bunch of bad things maybe Cher's done in the past. Maybe she's attacked some of you in the past, right? Does that mean just because I talk to Cher that I agree with everything she's ever done in the past and suddenly I'm on team Cher? What happens if I talk to Justin? Am I on team Justin? What happens if I talk to Lisa K. Roots?
Well,
Am I on Lisa's team?
Like people do talk to people who they're on the opposite side of. I guess it gives another perspective to, what they're doing. I mean, just because you talk to somebody doesn't mean you're on their side. It could be the opposite. Like I don't know. I really am not comfortable with this conversation.
I'm sorry. I told you.
I don't like it.
I know. I'm going down.
Even when I was in junior high school, I was never one of the
mean girls.
The mean girls.
You weren't.
Makes me uncomfortable.
So,
sorry.
Brandy, that's the thing though. If you want to be positive energy in an environment that is toxic, like think how crazy that is to try to stay positive when no matter who you talk to, Eve, Lisa's your best friend. No matter how you try to be positive. So I had an amazing boss. I've said this to everybody many times, who always told me that assume the best in people. Assume the best in people. So when I first start talking to someone like Cher or Justin or Prayer Garden, what? No,
I just read this.
Ziggy says rotating.
Sorry.
Right. When I start talking to anyone, my first impression is, how do they treat me? How's their personality? How they treat us? How's their personality? Currently, not 3 years ago, maybe when they were being horrible to everyone or had some falling out with someone. Like, I'm not going to go look back at someone's entire life and be like, oh, back in 2001, they did something horrible in their past. So I'm not going to talk to them. I'm not going to trust them.
Well, that has happened to me. That happened to me.
What?
When a certain YouTuber went back in my past and
dredged
up things from my past.
And suddenly,
upset by my daughters. And did you know they threatened to arrest Katrina?
What?
My daughter Katrina wrote she said, strongly worded email to these people, and they threatened to call the police on her.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I just found out.
That's funny.
So anyway, she was just defending me, you know.
But here's the thing, though. YouTube is like, I think it's the younger generation. I'm Gen X.
Paul.
Okay, so Paul's like, rein him in, stop him.
That's difficult.
No, listen, I have held off a long time. I'm not going after anyone. I'm talking about this community, this toxic community. Like,
not you guys, not
no,
that community.
Like,
no,
you all,
the
honestly,
fringe community.
If you are subscribed to us, I've heard from so many of you. You're like, we don't want to hear it. If you're gonna bring drama, like, we don't want to hear it, and I get that. And what I'm talking about is, I get what you're talking about. I understand what you're sick of. Like, everyone is so tired of this, like, high school mean girl back and forth. This person's having a falling out this week, and then this person's having, and then there's this big battle between these two people. And if you're on one side or the other, then you're us versus them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting
sad.
It's getting old.
I find
it's
it
getting
really
old.
sad, and like I mentioned before, scary starting a new channel. I mean, people already hate me, and I don't even know them.
Yeah, well, if you are doing something that they disagree with, then they're just immediately going to assume.
I'm just existing here. It's because of you.
That's funny. It is like middle school. And here's the thing about this generation. I'm going to come across like such a Gen Xer. Like,
I'm a proud Gen Xer.
Why did we do this serial killer thing? Remember our conversation? So we were talking about YouTube. We can no longer say certain words. And some of the words I understand. Like, you really don't want to trigger people by saying like the R word. People who have gone through SA, for example, I completely get that.
Oh, yeah.
I completely get that.
But can I say something, though?
Yes.
But you're still talking about it. Like, you can't say the word, but you're talking about it.
So we're going to make up a new word.
Wouldn't the discussion about the subject be worse than the actual word?
So we're going to say SA now.
Well, we have to. We'll get
for this horrible thing
YouTube
people go
will
through.
Kick us out. And you know what I think? I don't know if any of you have read the book 1984 by George Orwell, but it has become YouTube's playbook, in my opinion.
I mean, it's like, don't say these words. Like, it is 1984 textbook.
Mm-hmm.
And so the problem is, though, the word, let's say the word SA, which is, if you say the words SA, it describes one of the most heinous things you can possibly do to a human being.
Right.
So we're going to change it to SA, and somehow that makes it not trigger people as much. But SA becomes the bad word.
Mm-hmm.
SA becomes the new staying the words. So now we're going to have to go to a new word to replace the previously offensive word.
But it's still it will transfer over to that new word. I mean, it still means the same thing. I'm sorry. I could talk about this all night.
Oh my gosh, getting triggered about things. So yeah, that's our Gen X coming out. I'm so sorry. Where I was going with that is, for me, the younger generation sees someone going on and I'm going to explain to you why we can ignore things on YouTube. No, we didn't get a boat. Daughter YouTube. I'm sorry.
It'd be nice.
We are working on it, but saving up for it. The reason we can ignore when someone spends 6 hours talking about how we look, our
past,
who knows your past, and who, I don't even know what they talk about because I don't really watch it anymore.
We're not that interesting people.
But okay, this generation, if someone is sitting like us on a YouTube channel, and if I mention your name and I say a whole bunch of horrible things about you, this generation, like, that is the end of the world. You are going real life.
Mm-hmm.
You are talking about my family. You're doxing me. Doxing.
I've just heard that word recently. It's probably been around for a while, but
they will call someone dangerous because they sit on a YouTube channel talking about someone. Like being talked about today is considered dangerous.
Mhm.
And like you don't want someone talking about you and attacking you for like 8 hours. And we have. And I'm
we
like,
don't want it either, but
here's-
we don't think it's the end of the world.
here's how I deal with those dangerous people. I click the little 3 dots next to their channel and I say, hey, YouTube, don't show me them anymore. And if I don't see it, then I don't give a crap. Like I don't care what they say about me. It's a YouTube channel. Do you know how big the world is out there, people? Children, listen to this. The world has billions of people.
Yeah.
And if 3,000 people happen to watch a video about somebody saying nasty things about you, no one gives a crap.
And there are what? Billion.
No one gives a crap.
And there are 700 million so and so other people that
You-
don't know about it.
I mean, TikTok and YouTube is not real life. When you get at high school, I get it. When you're bullied in high school, it's like that's your society. That's your world. And when you're bullied, it feels like the whole world hates you.
It's so sad.
And it's horrible.
I feel so bad because it's so I could not imagine growing up like this because oh my gosh, I probably would have fallen into that, into that trap of being devastated if somebody said that my hair looked funny.
Yes, it's
when
horrible.
I was that age.
It's the end of the world.
Right. When I was that, but
Yes.
it is like if somebody thinks your
Yep.
hair is funny, when we were kids, it would be like a rumor among 5 kids that would tell you. On here, it's like 1,000 people say your hair looks bad. It is. It's like a bullying magnified.
But put it in perspective. 1,000 people saying someone's hair looks bad doesn't mean their hair looks bad.
Right.
It means that
but
1,000 people are so shallow-minded that they're going to attack someone's looks.
Right, and we know that.
And who cares about them?
We know that,
you know?
but it's what I'm saying is it feels as bad as like 5 people hating our hair did when we were younger. I don't know. I don't know. How did we get down this rabbit hole anyway?
It's important to talk about. It's important to talk about
It
because
is.
it happens constantly. It's happening all the time.
Mm.
And I mean, I've been asked, like, people send me, hey, this person's talking about you. Like JSB is saying all these nasty things about you. And, oh, you need to go check out this live. And I'm like, there's a reason I've hid her channel from my feed.
Yeah.
I don't need to know. And I don't care
No.
because if let's say there's like 50,000 people who see nasty things said about me, consider the source, consider the background. Do I really give a crap who says anything bad about me? No. What I care about currently is focusing on doing the research, talking to the people who actually matter, and finding any ounce of evidence that
Mhm.
will get us a little closer to any location that will find a missing child.
Right. That's our focus.
So anything else just gets tossed in the trash bin because I don't give a crap. Like it doesn't serve the larger purpose. But so many people do care about it. And it drives me crazy that so many people care about what other people say, and I just,
Well,
I don't
no, I have to fall into that category sometimes just because I'm so sensitive. Like, I can't even explain it. It's just such a all-encompassing feeling to like, I don't know. You just want everybody to love you for who you are, and it's just not going to happen these days.
that is what it comes down to. Everyone, I'll tell you the most shy person in the world, if you get down to their core fear, like why they're shy,
Mhm.
right? Why they don't want to speak up in front of a crowd. And all of you think about, if you're shy, think about this. And I've been shy my whole life.
I'm shy.
Like I only overcame this when I was like in my late 30s, and I figured out the secret to this. And it's like, you have to go down to the core of, you have to ask yourself why can I not talk in front of a crowd? Why can I not put my face out there in front of a whole crowd of people? And it always boils down to the simple question everyone asks themselves: what if they don't like me?
Yep.
What if they don't like me?
That's right.
Like, how horrible is it in our human mind to not be liked by other human beings.
And the more you hear that someone doesn't like you, the more you believe it.
It just compounds that inner.
And so that's the problem today. Hearing 1,000 people saying I don't like you really can have an impact on somebody. And I think someone mentioned before, young people are unaliving themselves because of this crap.
Yes.
And I think I don't know the statistics, but I don't know any time in history when so many people that young unalive themselves for such a reason. I don't. It's really, really, really sad. And you're going to make me start crying.
It's tragic.
Okay, can we talk about something
but
else?
it's important to get out there because I know that the majority of people watching this who aren't creators, who aren't what's the word for when you're
public speaking?
No, when you're outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
Not introverted but extroverted, right? A lot of people, and I mentioned the researchers who have been covering this case for the past 3 years. They are the type of researchers that that like they dive into it privately and they do their own thing and they're maybe nerdy a little bit, right? So when they put their face out there or they put their publish their research, they get personally attacked instead of people paying attention to what they just discovered.
What they actually said,
What they actually said.
Yeah.
And then it becomes this, everybody hates me, and they're not focused on what I just published.
Right.
It's just, it's sad. It's sad. And like you said, what kids are going through this, they've always gone through it.
I know, but
it's getting worse.
I don't think children this young have I keep saying unaliving, that guys have hurt themselves like that for, as much as they are now. I don't know.
It is. Mental health is a big issue with our kids.
I agree, Pam. Yep.
And it's, I don't know, it's helping kids see the bigger perspective that their current lives in their high school or in their elementary school or middle school and what people think of them. I'm going to tell you a story. Is it okay if I have story time?
Oh boy.
Can we have story time?
I guess so.
I'm going to tell a story. Maybe this will give people ammunition to talk even more crap tomorrow, make up stories. I don't care. So when I grew up, total nerd, like I was the shyest kid ever. I would be, if I was asked to talk in class, I could barely even talk in class. Like I hate it. Robin digs it as like, oh boy. And so because my whole world was like, I'll be honest with you, my whole world in middle school, it started, was making the girls laugh. No, it was like, and I had a journal. No, this is funny as heck. I had a journal. I'd go home. I'd be like, today I made like, I don't know, Lisa and PM laugh or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'd actually like take pride in the fact that I was able to make girls laugh. And the days that I couldn't make not just girls, like my classmates laugh, I got in trouble for like trying to make the class laugh all the time. Like I always.
So you were the jokester.
I was, but then I got to the point where I gave up. Like I was, I don't know, at 6th grade or something where I'm like, you know what? This is pathetic. I keep getting in trouble. Everybody hates the fact that I'm like, that I try to make people laugh. So I'm going to shut down. I'm never going to talk anymore. And I just was the shyest kid. And I no longer wanted to talk because I was afraid of what people were going to think. And it went into high school. And in high school, it was the worst because if you're shy, kids pick on you more, right? If you don't talk, if you are hesitant to like say anything, then the bullies are like, oh yeah, we're going to get this guy. Fresh meat. And they're going to go after you and they're going to attack you. And so now you're like, it makes that feeling like you're not worth enough. You're not as good as everyone else. It magnifies it, right? And so I had this opinion of myself by junior year in high school that I always thought I was smart. At least I had that.
Yes.
Like I got good grades.
You're right. You are smart.
At least I had that. But I'm like, I'm ugly. I'm not good enough. Girls don't like me. Nobody likes me, blah, blah. And so here's what happened. Here's
when
what,
you met me.
this was years. This was years before I met you.
Okay.
What changed my perspective was I was growing up in northern Maine, isolated high school, northern Maine, where it's like out in the middle of nowhere, and that's the whole world is this high school with just these like 200 students.
Right.
I went to a summer camp. It's called Upward Bound. And by the way, if you're low income, and I don't even know if they have it around here, but any place
No.
that there's Upward Bound, if you're lower income, please look into it because it's life changing for kids. Upward Bound is an amazing program. It takes kids, prepares them for college, gets them ready to like actually believe they can go to college and make something of themselves. It's just amazing. I went to this summer program junior year in high school and realized that the perspective of the kids in high school who treated me like that. I went to this summer program, met brand new kids, a whole bunch of amazing kids, and I made amazing friends. I got hit on by girls left and right.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I'm like, what's happening here? I thought I was ugly. And there's like girls asking me to go to the dance we were having. And I'm like, what? You realize the life-changing perspective when you go from the opposite of how people treat you to the complete opposite of that.
Right.
And you have to figure out how people are perceiving you and why they're perceiving you a certain way.
Opened your eyes to there's more to life than tiny little Eagle Lake.
More to life than the little world you're in right now, in that high school, in that school you're in how people are treating you. When you go to the big world out there.
In person.
Yes, not on the internet.
No.
When you go to that big world out there and you start talking to people and interacting with the world, it'll be different. Yep. People will respect you if you are smart. They'll respect you if you're polite and kind and just a good person. And that's my message to the students and kids out there that are trapped in that world.
That's good.
So, wow. I just went on a whole rant.
Yeah, you did. And people stopped commenting because they were so enthralled.
Anyway, we're hitting 2 hours. I can't believe we did that.
Sorry, guys.
I didn't get to the Josie. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cover Josie Langmaid's murder. Unaliving. Sorry, YouTube. Gen X. I'm gonna cover that case, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in an edited format. I really don't like doing those live. It didn't feel right. It felt really uncomfortable, and I had to take a break to show you.
Yeah.
That case, I got to tell you, the Josie Langmaid unaliving was fascinating. And the fact my daughter and I went to the location, we took pictures of the monument, the grave site, the gravestone. I think I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to show you all that video. It's a really cool story.
Nice.
But we did 2 searches this weekend that we're going to be publishing soon. We have June is scheduled for in June we have divers coming. A big channel. Hopefully he did commit last month, and I got to double check that they're still coming. We're gonna hopefully get that river location out of the way.
Yeah. Thank you, Lana.
Yeah. Oh gosh, thank you, Lana. Every little bit helps.
Right. I just want to say a couple things before we go.
Okay. Let me.
After you're done.
Yep. I have one more thing I was going to say.
Sorry.
And I completely lost my train of thought. We are going to Crime Con.
Yay.
We will record. I think I'm going to record that trip. I think it'll be fascinating for people. I don't know how much insight I can record.
It's in Nashville this year, so we kind of lucked out with that one.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So we've got divers coming in June to help us finish off that river location. I'm not going to give too many details. There's a family of one of the missing girls potentially has some locations. I got to star this. Some locations that she wants to search in the water. So I'm hoping I can convince this dive crew to also look into the Layla Santinello case, praying that they're willing to go to more locations.
That would be great.
2 or 3 days. I think it'd be fascinating. So we'll see what happens there.
Yes, Shelly, red rum. I agree. We should be able to say red rum.
Yeah. Actually, that could be the new word for it.
Shelly, you think like I do.
I'm just gonna finish up the comments that I had put.
Sure.
Okay,
What was
that's
that?
okay. That's an old one. Jen, do you? Oh, this is one I saw, and I just flagged it because I want you to answer it.
Oh,
Jen, do you think Summer's still with
this is
us?
a tough question.
You've gotten that a few times.
I know. I don't like to give pronouncements like that, but I do know her spirit is very strong. You know, and
Alive or not?
alive or not.
Okay.
And she just wants to be found. I mean, there's so many opinions right now that I don't know. I'm a little bit lost as far as that's concerned.
I mean,
just either way, I just want to find her. And yeah, I don't like to really say how I feel about that question.
oh, really?
Because yeah, what?
I can't remember our conversation, so I'm not gonna push. But I don't remember you ever confirming either way, 100%. Okay.
Sorry, Meme Jean. Meme Jean. I really just don't like to give a definite answer to that question.
How do you feel about? So you've seen all these videos of summer swimming, of summer. Oh, Jen had a really cool idea, by the way. We may do this some point. Is retrace the tracks, the timeline, the day of all the places they visited, like one after the other. Which
Right.
I think we have the timeline figured out, but
Yeah.
we got to nail it down
Yeah.
100%. And if we have a rainy weekend, we may actually drive and get the timing right and go to each of those locations. And I'm sure someone out there is going to go, somebody already
Right.
did that on this channel, but we're going to do it and see, I don't know, just to see what,
Yeah, it's
where
kind
they
of
went.
feel for the day, and it might help me figure some things out that thinking about right now. So
Yeah.
is everybody gone?
No, I put starred comments.
Oh,
So just that question, Jen, do you think someone's with us? And then this other one, Tracy, have not heard about that. So if you feel free to post a link to the news article or send it to me. I did not hear about that. That's crazy. I don't know if that's recent or not. 6 bodies. Wow.
jeez.
Thank you, Hatties.
Love your shirt. Don't you love that shirt?
It was appropriate for my
I have
spiel
one
tonight.
too. I should have worn it.
I think it was appropriate for my spiel.
I should have worn it.
Well, yeah, we both have that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear about those bodies they found. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Okay, we're gonna close out with Jen. Jen had one more thing to say, and then I think we're gonna call it a night. It's 2 hours. Time flies.
I hate to self-promote, but I think
Oh, yeah.
a lot of you guys know that I've actually started my channel, and yeah, so the first installment will be on tomorrow's Monday, isn't
Tomorrow
it?
morning.
Tomorrow morning.
I'm gonna be all up all night editing
I know.
this thing.
So it'll be tomorrow morning. We're posting it at 7 in the morning, and it's not a live show. And I just want to be able to share it with everybody, so nobody misses out. And there's an explanation for it. I think I commented on my community post, so you guys can check that out. But point is, I'd love to see you guys there if you can join me. And my YouTube channel is The Reluctant Psychic. I guess, Ryan, you can
I'll put a link in this
to it if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know that I was extremely nervous, and you're going to notice that, but I think I'll get used to it as I go.
Yeah,
So,
it'll get easier.
Yeah.
That comment right there just made me realize I do have the last thing I've got to say.
Yeah, Holly Ann.
I got to tell you, so we did start this channel obviously for summer, and it will always be. It's a hard, that's such a underrated word. Like, it's beyond hard. I don't know if it'll take years or more, but I mean, many years, decades. Who knows? Summer's case is so complicated, but taking on a couple more cases of local local girls. It's been heartbreaking. I have to tell you, it's been heartbreaking because,
It's been eye-opening.
well, unlike the summer case where we can't get a word with the parents, they won't talk to us yet. I'm still hopeful maybe someday I can sit down with them and just have a conversation. But I gotta tell you all, being able to talk directly to the mother-in-law of Layla Santinello and I haven't talked directly to the father yet, but I'm talking to the mother-in-law, talking to the stepmom of the foster mom of Layla of Holland has been heartbreaking to me, because you can sense the heartbreak that these parents are going through. And they're trying everything. These parents themselves are trying to be private investigators for themselves, and they have a private investigator, but they're doing research. They're staying up all night
They
digging.
should be like, that's what I would do.
They're digging
Yeah,
every lead for their child, and I mean, I almost want to cry just seeing the amount of effort they're going through. And I feel for them so much.
It would be devastating. I couldn't imagine going through that at all.
No, and they're even considering all possibilities.
Mm.
They're keeping their minds open to, they're hoping she's alive, they're alive, that their child is alive, but they're also exploring, they just want resolution on
Of course.
where their child is. So
Yeah.
if anything, please keep your prayers. The Layla Santinello case, I do feel like we at least have some direction in that case of where to start searching. We actually started going in that direction this weekend on one of our searches, but it's so vast and we have a lot of work to do. Holland's case is so heart-wrenching to me because I feel like it's a little more difficult. I don't want to give too much information, but I just feel like that one is really difficult. But I'm still hopeful that those parents will have the resolution in the end. It's not going to be unsolved. It's not going to be one of these cold cases that go on for a decade. Going to keep attention on it. We're going to keep hunting and searching and get those resolved. Please keep your prayers for those families of Layla Santinello and Holland Snap.
Please. And as always, Summer Wells.
And of course, Summer Wells. Always. So I guess thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. We've actually hovered under, a good 100. So that's been pretty cool for a holiday weekend, right? Yeah. And anyone coming in after watching this live, feel free to leave your comments. Please like, and we will, I guess that's it.
Yeah, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Somebody asked what my channel's about. I don't want to go into too much detail. I did do an intro video that's already up, but basically Monday mornings I'm going to be doing a reading for everybody for their coming week, a general reading. So that's what that is.
Yeah, I got a sneak preview and I thought it was pretty cool.
You liked it?
It's very uplifting. I think it's going to be helpful for people. So thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us this holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great night, and please enjoy your Memorial Day with your family and loved ones.
Again, thank you to the veterans out there for the work you do.
Yep. And we will see you all later.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Love you.